Do those LED light masks really do anything for the skin, or are they just another beauty gimmick? Well, hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be talking all things LED masks. Do they work? How do they work? Are they worth it? Make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to be sharing with you my personal experience trying one of these LED light masks out that I bought, what results I saw, and my final thoughts and opinions. As a dermatologist, I'm very familiar with LED therapy. It's widely used in dermatology to treat a variety of skin conditions and skin concerns. How exactly does LED therapy work anyway? LED stands for light emitting diode, and these devices primarily emit light in the visible light spectrum and beyond. That light gets absorbed by receptors in the skin, and that leads to a series of events that can have various beneficial outcomes for the skin. The outcomes largely depend on the particular wavelength, aka the color of light that is used. Visible light, as a friendly reminder, again, is the light that you see with your eyes. It constitutes the colors of the rainbow. Roy G. Biv, who remembers that? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. The order of colors in the rainbow from red to violet is ordered by decreasing wavelength. The longer the wavelength, meaning red light, the deeper the penetration into the skin. There are some notable advantages of LED therapy. It's non-invasive and it's non-ablative, meaning there's no downtime associated with it. It doesn't cause any skin damage, so it's not going to damage the epidermis or the dermis, and it also does not generate any thermal effect, meaning there's no heat. Because there's no heat, there's no risk of post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation for people with deeper skin tones. It's not going to put you at risk for a burn. There's also no discomfort associated with it. It doesn't lead to redness, peeling, flaking, dryness, any sort of side effect where you need any type of downtime. It is very much in and out, quick and painless. It actually can be used in conjunction with other procedures you may have in office, such as chemical peels, laser treatments, radio frequency, microneedling. It may actually complement some of these procedures. LED therapy is safe for all skin tones and skin types. So it doesn't matter if you are very pale or you have a very deep skin tone, LED therapy is safe. There's no risk of scarring with LED therapy. There's no risk of damage to the fat. The main way in which LED therapy works in these masks is that the light acts on receptors in the skin to stimulate pathways that lead to regeneration, healing, repair pathways, and also stimulate improvement in collagen through increase in collagen production, as well as by repressing enzymes that destroy our collagen, which are called matrix metalloproteinase enzymes. The desired outcome that you may be seeking, we'll say, is going to dictate what color of light you should go with. Now, in this video, we're primarily speaking to the effects of red light and anti-aging, but blue light is actually used quite a bit for acne because blue light wavelengths target the acne-causing bacterium, Cutibacterium acne, and can definitely, when used consistently, can result in a decrease in the burden of acne spots. So you may see on the market a variety of at-home acne light masks. Those are going to use blue light and maybe some other colors as well for other effects. Now, green light masks, they can trigger proliferation of fibroblasts, which are cells down in the dermis that make our collagen. They can stimulate those to proliferate and make more healthy collagen. So you can imagine that's going to have the effect of smoothing out wrinkles. You also have red light masks. These are the light in the red light masks should penetrate deeply into the skin. These are anti-inflammatory. They help stimulate collagen production. They're also beneficial for people who deal with redness, like rosacea. A lot of people, who maybe have some facial redness do note improvement with red light therapy. Red light therapy also shows a lot of promise for improving post-operative scars, meaning you have a surgery. When red light is started within a week of the surgery to the incision site, it can improve the final appearance of the scar by targeting populations of cells in the deeper layers of the skin and stimulating appropriate healing and regenerative pathways that really can result in better healing outcomes. Amber light is not as commonly used in devices that you might buy in the store. It can have the benefit of reducing swelling, and it's also helpful for improving collagen production. Amber light also can help improve overall skin radiance and luminosity. And then you have infrared, not technically visible light, but just right next to red, hence infrared. So a longer wavelength deeper penetration. This too can help with collagen production, and it can help with wrinkles, and also is anti-inflammatory. And a lot of these at-home devices, they're going to usually pair red and infrared. The pairing of red and infrared light also can help kind of plump the skin, smooth out skin texture. The number one question people want to know is, are at-home LED light masks safe? Short answer is yes, they are safe. Several years ago, there was a lot of concern about these at-home LED devices potentially being harmful to the eyes, but actually they are very safe. There are usually things built in within many of these devices to prevent using it too long or exposure to the eyes. You want to make sure you use it as intended, as directed, to keep your eyes safe. But in the amount of time that you are using it, it's going to have very limited access to your eye, and it's overwhelmingly very safe for the eye. Again, with LED therapy, there's no damage to the epidermis, there's no damage to the dermis. Make sure you check out my video all about how skin works. We really explain in detail these different layers of the skin in that video. Because it's non-ablative and it's non-thermal, there's not the risk of scarring or post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And in fact, for their anti-inflammatory effects, you may note an improvement in hyperpigmentation when using them. Now, several months ago, I was getting a lot of questions from people asking, do these devices put you at risk for premature fat loss in the face? As with age, the fat in our face, it gets redistributed and we lose some of it. That contributes to sunken eyes, hollows. People, don't want to accelerate that. No, these do not cause that. I have a whole video actually explaining why they don't. So I'm going to link that in the description box. Make sure you watch it if you are considering one of these and you're worried about that. But suffice it to say, no, they don't cause that. There's no proof that they cause that. There's no reason to believe that they do. And we've been using these for a long time, and that's not something you need to worry about. The key with these devices is that you want to make sure you wear it correctly. Who should avoid using these? I would avoid using these if you have a sensitivity to light, meaning it triggers migraines, headaches, or if you have a seizure disorder, epilepsy. Is it safe in pregnancy to use this? Yes. Again, it's not causing any internal effects, let alone any heat or anything in the skin. So why would you ever go to a dermatologist then if you could just do this at home with these devices? Well, there's a big difference between the treatments that you would get from a dermatologist in office and what you will get with an at-home device. The strength of the in-office devices is much, much greater. As you can imagine, if they're going to make a device for people to use at home, it's got to be super, super conservative so that it's user-friendly, error-proof. So you're going to get a weaker output compared to what you would get in office. That's not to say it's ineffective, but you're not going to see results as quickly. You're not going to see as robust of results. But if you use it regularly and consistently, and you stay consistent with it, you can cumulatively start to see slow buildup of the results that are lasting so long as you continue to use it, which is a big issue with these actually, is like, how motivated are you to use them? They're only as good as you are willing to use them. The other thing with the devices is that the research that we have on LED therapy and its benefits for the skin, the benefits that we've outlined here, acne, rosacea, hyperpigmentation, wrinkles, those benefits, they have all been done with the in-office treatments. However, there are some small studies that do suggest maintenance of improvement with the at-home devices. So don't expect to get the same results, but these are useful for maintenance. How do you use these? When you use an LED mask, you want to first wash your face of any cosmetics, sunscreen. Make sure you start with a clean face, and then just use the device as directed on bare skin. But like your serums, your moisturizers, you don't want to put those on and then put the mask on. The reason is those can create a reflective surface where some of the red light's going to reflect off of, the shiny moisturizer, if you will, and not penetrate as effectively. So make sure the skin is clean and bare, whether it be that you're doing a mask, but some of these are actually handheld and you kind of have to move them around, or some of them you hold in place. So whatever device you end up going with, make sure that you use it on clean, bare skin. But after you finish the device, it's fine to use any of your anti-aging products, skincare products. There's not a skincare product that you should avoid while you are pursuing at-home LED light therapy. You can, do the light therapy in the evening, for example, and finish your skincare routine by applying your retinol. You can do an antioxidant serum. You can do peptides. The following morning, you can do your vitamin C or other antioxidants. There's no ingredient combination that you should avoid. Do any ingredients enhance the outcomes that you get? Truthfully, there aren't good studies looking at certain skincare ingredients for enhancing the outcomes that you see. There is one study that I believe tried to look at topically applied tea. I've got a lot of videos on the benefits of tea and skincare, but suffice it to say, the research is pretty limited on whether or not that truly makes a difference. There are some things, though, that can really influence the results that you may or may not see. First of all is your lifestyle. If you are smoking, if you are sunbathing, if you are drinking alcohol in excess, I would not recommend going after a device like this because it's really not going to do much for you when you have these collagen destructive behaviors of smoking, drinking alcohol in excess, and or sunbathing. So, focus on those things first before plunking down, $400 on a light mask. Those things are going to do much more for you than this kind of mask could ever do. But provided, you're protecting your skin from the sun, you're not sunbathing, and you follow a healthy lifestyle, this might be something that you want to consider, and in which case you may see good results. Let's get into my experience using one of these. Now, before I get into it, I want to clarify to you guys that it's very difficult actually to go out there and say what is the best LED mask. Yeah, I could make a video saying these are the best LED light masks, but without a clinical trial, I'm just kind of giving it my best guess estimate. And honestly, there are a lot of really good options on the market. I would say think about what it is that you're looking for. Remember, we outlined the different types of light, colors of light, and the effects that they can have. So, maybe you're looking for improvement for acne. You want to go with an acne mask that has blue light. Maybe you want the red light in there. It's anti-inflammatory. These devices are only as good as you are using them, like I said. So go with a device that you think you will be most likely to stick with. Whether or not that's something simple that you use just over a certain area that you're interested in, like a handheld device, or something that you wear, or if you're someone who likes to lie down in bed and do this at a leisurely pace and you can stick with that, by all means. But there are a lot of really good ones on the market. So I bought this myself. This is the Omnilux Face Contour, and this is red and near infrared. So that's going to be targeting the deeper layers of the skin for collagen. It's going to have a plumping effect. This device has 66 LED light bulbs with 2 LEDs per bulb. This you put on and it's got straps. So it goes pretty flush against the skin, which is an advantage of this, in my opinion, versus some of the other ones that you either hold there or strap on, and that it gets really close to the skin. So you have more of direct contact, which I really liked about this. The way to use this particular mask, again, follow the directions of whatever mask you go with, but the way this is used is it runs for about 10 minutes. You can sort of multitask with it. You don't necessarily have to lie down. When I did it, I would, maybe fold the laundry. I'm someone who I am always multitasking. So it's very hard for me to just lie there for 10 minutes. It's a character flaw. And initially you do it 3 to 5 times a week. And then after about a month, you can go down to doing it just once or twice a week as maintenance. I definitely saw a noticeable improvement in skin smoothness. I saw a plumping effect with this around about the 3-week mark. And that definitely built with time and ongoing use. And I eventually transitioned to the maintenance phase of just using it a couple of times a week, and the results that I saw were maintained. So I did this for, I want to say, about 5 or 6 months. And honestly, that was pretty intense in my opinion, because I found that I did not enjoy using this. And I found like I really had to force myself to spend the 10 minutes kind of sitting still to do this. I mean, yes, you can multitask, but for me to be like, okay, I just got out of the shower now, I need to put my LED mask on and do that for 10 minutes. I stopped using it because honestly, it just got to be a lot to keep up with, even though it doesn't sound like a lot. And I also felt like sometimes I was getting a little bit of irritation from just the, you know, having this occluded up against the skin. Like sometimes I get little closed comedones from this. It's pretty flexible, it stays on well, but it's not super breathable. So sometimes I felt a little overheated and uncomfortable. I do think while these are great, if you have rosacea, they can help with the redness. You may find that wearing this so close up to your face, if you have rosacea, aggravates it. So that's another thing to keep in mind. This was not inexpensive, but I did see a benefit with it. I definitely saw results. So if you are motivated to stay consistent with this and you're looking for an LED mask for improvement in skin texture and smoothing out of fine lines and wrinkles, in my experience, this works. Omnilux is a very reputable brand. You know, they also make the devices that are used in office. So they're a reputable brand. They have a lot of, you know, development behind them. And this is a very good quality device. So I definitely think that, you know, my experience, it worked for me. My issue was I just, you know, couldn't be bothered to continue on and on with it. I'm basically, you know, too lazy, if you will, to keep going on with it. But if you are looking for one, I do recommend this. It is good. Skin is a large organ system. It has a lot of tasks: defense, thermoregulation, keeping you protected from the outside world, preventing infection. Maintaining healthy skin is really important. Sun does damage the collagen and the elastin in the deeper layers of our skin. Ultimately, it accelerates the onset of skin aging. And you may think that that is all, you know, just a cosmetic issue, but it's a longevity issue. Average human lifespan is increasing and increasing. You're going to be on this planet a long time. So maintaining skin health should be a priority, because the consequences of accelerated skin aging, whether it be from sun damage or lifestyle factors, is that by the time you get into your older adult years, you know, you're a lot more vulnerable to skin tears, bruising, skin infection, and poor healing that can have serious negative impacts on your overall health. So it's definitely not just a cosmetic issue to be motivated to pursue maintenance of skin health and to, you know, prevent accelerated onset of skin aging. Are these devices the answer? Like, are you gonna get up there in your years and because you used a device like this, are you gonna have, you know, super resilient skin? And if you don't buy one of these expensive devices, are you gonna, you know, be all out of luck? No, not at all. I'm going to leave you with an analogy here. It's kind of like a refrigerator. You're like, what? Yes, it's like a refrigerator in that, you know, if you go on TikTok these days, you see all these videos. I'm shown these videos. They're kind of enthralling of people buying all of these gadgets to organize their refrigerator, like little bins for the eggs and like little, you know, compartments for the juice boxes. And, you know, I'm watching these videos because they are very engaging, but it's like, there's no way in heck I'm going to keep up with all of that. And is that necessary? No. But other people, you know, that really speaks to them. They love the look of that. They love the design, and you know, they're like, oh yes, need that, need that, need that. Me, I'm like, I can do without that. Thanks for creating this video, but I don't need containers for my containers. You know what I mean? That's my mindset. But refrigerators are expensive. They are an investment. And when you buy a refrigerator, you know, somewhere in the documentation or somebody should tell you that if you clean the condenser coils 2 times a year, it can extend the life of your refrigerator. I think a lot of people are like, okay, willing to do that because I want this refrigerator to last. It's expensive and it needs to serve me for as long as possible. I don't want to have to replace it. So yeah, I'm willing to do that. Think of your sunscreen and your sun protection, your healthy lifestyle factors, you know, getting good sleep, not smoking, not drinking in excess. Think of that as, you know, cleaning the condensers twice a year to promote longevity of your refrigerator. Whereas like this LED mask, it's kind of the equivalent of the little containers for the juice box. Yeah, it's gonna make your refrigerator look nice, only so long as you can stay consistent with putting the juice boxes in the container. Does it make a difference in the longevity of your refrigerator? It might, because in theory, you know, if it makes it easier for you to load your refrigerator, more efficient for you to load up your refrigerator with groceries, that way you're not keeping the door of your refrigerator open too long, that's something that can definitely impact the longevity of your refrigerator. So yeah, technically, you know, I suppose you could see that that would support refrigerator longevity. But let's be honest, the real things that you can do to keep your refrigerator working longer are like clean the coils, you know, make sure you load the refrigerator properly, you don't overload it. Those are kind of like, those are the things that are gonna make the most difference in the longevity of your refrigerator. Those are like the sunscreen, the lifestyle factors. This mask, it's gonna make it look better, maybe, so long as you use it. But to what extent it's actually going to impact long-term skin health, you know, it all depends on how consistent you are with it and, you know, kind of where you're starting from. For some people who have a lot of facial redness, maybe they see a lot of improvement when they're using these things, and great, you know, that's definitely a thing that can impact someone's self-esteem. So it's going to be more worth it for that individual. Just like, you know, people watching these videos on TikTok, some people are, the refrigerator organizing thing is really going to speak to something inside of them and bring them a lot of happiness. Whereas for me, I'm like, no way I could keep up with that. And honestly, you know, translates right to how I approached this mask. Did it for a while, saw good results, you know, felt like my skin looked better using it, but I could not be bothered long term. So I know myself, and that's just kind of how I am. But these devices, you know, they're not cheap. So I would not buy one if you don't think that you are gonna stay consistent with it. No matter the device you buy, I guarantee it's not gonna work if you don't use it. All right, guys, let me know in the comments, have you bought one of these? Do you use one? What results, if any, have you seen? Share in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.